Down, think all your options through. Casey, I haven't got time. Suzanne will be round here any minute wanting to do a pregnancy test.
Well, if you do have the baby, you get another 15 grand off the Farnhams, don't you? You'll be able to pay Barry off.
Yeah, but I don't even know if I'll get all the money till the baby's born. I can't wait 9 months. Barry Grant wants paying now.
What happens if you don't pay him?
He says he's going to toast the bar.
That's mad. You're paying him £1 a week. What's he got to gain from burning the place down?
It's not what he's got to gain, it's what he's got to lose.
What?
It's face, isn't it? He always going on about how he can't be seen to lose face. If he says he's going to burn the bar down, he means it.
Well, if you don't have the baby, you'll still owe Barry Grant and you'll owe the Farnhams as well.
Either way, I'll lose the bar. And this was supposed to be the solution to all my problems. But it's just making things more complicated. Oh, what am I going to do?
I don't know, but you better hurry up and make your mind up.
I just need some room to manoeuvre, don't I? Get a chance to talk to Barry. I need to put Susanna off.
How are you going to do that?
Don't know.
There's one way you could put her off.
How?
And what if I do the test instead?
You what?
Well, I'll leave you a sample. I'll hide you in the toilet, and when you do the test, just use my sample.
Do you reckon?
Well, why not? Give it a bit of breathing space, won't it, while I decide what to do?
Casey, you are a lifesaver.
Nice, but have this coffee, take a bit of liquid on board.
There's no chance of you being pregnant, is there?
What? My sex life? Has to be another immaculate conception.
Molly, what a lovely surprise. Do come in.
Hello, David.
And the Romic's getting on.
I hope it's going better than yesterday.
Poor Get. And I think I've got problems.
Look, I know you're frightened, but you've got to get yourself seen too.
What if it... you know...
Always look on the bright side, eh?
All right, so I'm a coward.
You're not a coward. You're my hero. And everything's going to be all right.
Thomas Sweeney?
Mum? Dad? It's all right. There's no one in.
Sneaking into my girlfriend's house, eh? It's like being 15 again.
Hey, who says I'm your girlfriend?
I do.
I've got to get changed.
Well, come on, then.
Where are you going?
I'll watch you get changed.
What?
Come on.
See me mum and dad come back.
Well, it'll be like being 15, won't it? Come on.
When you took my client's first statement on July the 2nd, was he tense? Nervous?
Yes.
Very nervous, obviously.
No. I suppose he was quite calm, really, considering.
Considering he had just made a seeming admission of murdering his mother-in-law? Anybody would be very tense after that.
Not necessarily, sir. Takes all sorts. Some people are glad to admit to murder. It gets it off their chest.
But Michael Johnson stayed calm throughout the interview.
I would describe him as tense, but not distraught.
I see. At the same time as you were interviewing the accused, Michael Johnson, Detective Inspector Anderson was interviewing the accused wife, Elaine Johnson. I have here a transcript of that interview. During that interview, Elaine Johnson breaks down several times. She is clearly very emotional in a fragile state of mind. Not surprising, I suppose. Now, let me turn to the second interview on October the 22nd.
Yes.
And can you tell the court in what circumstances that interview took place?
He came to the police station, he wanted to change his story.
You mean he wanted to make a new statement?
Yes, that's right. He wanted to make a new statement.
Of course. His second statement is completely different from his first statement, is it not?
Substantially.
In what way?
Well, according to his new statement, he didn't kill Gladys Charlton. Her death had nothing to do with him.
I see. Sergeant, did he have anything further to say regarding the death of Gladys Charlton?
He said that his wife, Elaine Johnston, had killed her.
I see. And did you seek to re-interview Elaine Johnson?
Yes.
And?
She'd absconded.
While on bail, awaiting trial for the murder of Gladys Charlton. Sergeant, did Michael Johnson explain to you why in his first statement he had said he had killed Gladys Charlton?
He said he was protecting Elaine Johnston and his wife.
Why would he do that?
I've no idea.
Sergeant, isn't it often the case that husbands try and take the blame for what their wives have done and vice versa?
Yes, they do.
Which would explain him telling lies in his first statement and the truth in his second statement.
If you say so.
Is it not possible that Michael Johnson said he had murdered Gladys Charlton to protect his wife?
Yes, I suppose so.
Thank you. No more questions.
Let's get out of here, come on.
Sinbad, wait. Is it wrong?
He said I've got piles.
Thank God, I told you, didn't I?
Hang on, Camel. That's the good news.
What?
He did all kinds of tests on me in there.
Tests?
Yeah, he took blood, urine, all sorts.
Why?
Said it was routine because I hadn't been in for ages.
Well, there you go then.
But he would say that, wouldn't he?
Why?
He mustn't have liked what he saw. There must be something else wrong. Cancer or something.
Are you all right in there?
Yeah, just waiting for nature to take its course.
Sorry. How many days late did you say your period was?
A couple now.
And you're normally pretty regular, aren't you?
Yeah, I can usually set me watch by it.
Well, it has to be a good sign. You know, I think we might have cracked it this time, don't you?
Let's hope so, eh?
Well,
Nothing yet.
it's not changing.
No, doesn't look like it.
To wait for another month.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all right, Jackie. It's not your fault. You've kept your side of the bargain. We just have to let nature take its course, won't we?
Is it usual to prescribe diamorphine for someone in Gladys Charlton's condition?
Yes, to relieve acute pain.
Which she would need.
Increasingly so. The cancer had spread to Gladys Charlton's bones. Bone cancer causes a great deal of pain. The pain would gradually get worse, and the patient would become increasingly tolerant of the higher level of the drug. In other words, larger and larger doses would be needed to control even an unchanging level of pain.
So, if the pain wasn't managed properly, if Gladys Charlton wasn't prescribed enough diamorphine, she'd been in considerable pain.
Oh, yes.
Dr. Miller, in Michael Johnson's statement to the police, he claims that the patient's pain wasn't managed properly because you didn't prescribe a sufficient dosage of diamorphine. What do you say about that?
Well, in my opinion, the patient was prescribed an adequate dosage. Her pain was being managed satisfactorily, given the circumstances.
And what circumstances were those?
Well, I would have been a great deal happier if Mrs. Charlton had have allowed me to have her admitted to hospital, or to a hospice.
But given that the patient was so unwilling to leave Brookside Close, was there any need for the defendant to buy heroin off the street and administer it to her?
Oh, certainly not. It would present great dangers if the heroin was impure, for instance. And it made it almost impossible for me to prescribe correctly.
Suppose the patient actually needed more diamorphine than you prescribed.
Well, if she or her family felt that that was the case, and have told me so, I would have reviewed the situation.
And did this ever happen?
Oh, yes, several times.
And did you increase Mrs. Charlton's dosage of diamorphine when they expressed their concerns?
When I felt it was medically appropriate, yes.
Dr. Miller, in her later days, Gladys Charlton was considerably disabled, was she not?
Yes, she was bedbound. And she needed assistance in feeding herself and her toilet needs.
In short, she'd become a burden.
She needed a lot of looking after.
And the work involved in caring for a terminally ill patient, one suffering terrible pain such as Gladys Charlton, must be immense.
Well, it's pretty much a full-time job.
So, Cassie Charlton, Elaine Johnson and Michael Johnson, none of them with any experience of nursing a terminally ill patient, suddenly found themselves as full-time carers.
More or less.
From your considerable experience of this type of situation, Doctor, how do people cope?
It varies. On one extreme, some people positively thrive on it. The role of carer really brings out the best in them.
And the other extreme?
People find the situation hard to cope with. They buckle under pressure.
And as we all know, when people are under severe pressure or stress, they're capable of doing the most irrational things. Dr. Miller, had the patient or her family ever indicated to you that they could not cope with the task?
They have not.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
Dr. Miller, how many times did you visit Gladys Charlton during the 2 months before she died?
Maybe a dozen times.
As often as that? And when you visited, who would generally be looking after Gladys Charlton?
More often than not, Michael and Elaine Johnson. Sometimes Cassie Charlton.
So it's fair to say that Michael Johnson and Elaine Johnson were doing the bulk of the work.
Well, that's the impression I got.
Dr. Miller, in all the times you visited Gladys Charlton, did you ever see Michael Johnson buckle under pressure, to coin a phrase?
No.
Did you ever see him unable to cope?
No.
Thank you, Doctor.
I have no further questions, Your Honour.
Nor I. Thank you, Doctor. The witness may be released.
All right. Come on.
Lindsay?
What are you doing here? We're just going for some lunch. Tell Ron to get in touch.
Yes, of course. I'm sure he will.
Oh, thanks again. You're a good listener, David.
You're very easy to listen to.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye. Take care going home, Molly.
Oh, thanks for the soup. It was delicious.
My pleasure.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I really thought it was going to be our month.
Yes, I know.
We did everything by the book. I followed the instructions step by step, and then when Jackie's period was late...
Well, not to worry, eh? Same time, same place next month.
Right so. Max, we are doing the right thing, aren't we?
What?
The surrogacy. Is it right?
What? Where's this come from?
We wouldn't have dreamt of doing this a year ago, would we?
A year ago we had Matthew and Emily.
No. I suppose I just want someone to tell me we're doing the right thing.
We want another baby, don't we?
More than anything.
Well, then it's right. It's right for us. Surely that's what matters.
Yeah.
Come on, get your coat.
Well, where are we going?
I am taking you to lunch at Barbrookie.
What's the occasion?
You, me, the turkey baster. And better luck next time.
Another month of sitting around in the meantime.
Well, if we have to sit around and wait, we might as well sit around and wait with a glass of wine in our hands. Come on.
Get the eating turned up, will you, Bingham? Put the kettle on. I've got frostbite here.
You've been out there all this time.
2 minutes, you said.
Well, I couldn't just get shot of her, could I? Anyway, I thought you were going round to the bar.
I couldn't take that chance on her seeing me. Do you know what? I'm sure I saw a trout go past out there.
Well, you'd better get some warm clothes on. You get chilblains.
You're not kidding me. I need something warm inside me like your piping hot Scotch broth.
A bit of a problem there, I'm afraid, Ron. Molly and I finished it off.
You what?
Well, it was lunchtime and she was a bit peckish.
A cheek of that woman. First she does me out of 500 quid, now she's had me bloody soup. Soup!
Oh dear, bless you. I'd get in a hot bath as soon as possible if I were you. Sounds like you might be coming down with a cold.
How you been, Mum?
Hanging in there. Hey, sorry about this morning, mate. I had to go to the quacks.
Oh, no, it's all right. Look, how'd it go?
So. Well, it is piles, which is a relief. But, well, he did all sorts of tests. God knows what's up, and it could be anything.
I told him it'll be okay. It'll just be routine.
Yeah, I'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, beginning to sound like a right old lady, aren't I?
Peter, your face is tripping you. You alright?
No, not really, no.
Why, what's up?
Haven't you heard?
Here's what?
She's dumped me.
What?
Lindsay, give me the elbow.
Oh, hey, why? What for?
For him, by the looks of things.
What? She's dumped you for that at the bar?
Certainly looks that way, doesn't it?
Well, let's go somewhere else.
No, you're all right. There's a table over there. Come
Let's
on.
go.
Come on.
Barry, have you got a sec?
No, not really.
Look, it's about the money I owe you.
What about it?
Well, I was wondering if...
Look, not now, eh?
You don't even know what I'm going to ask you yet.
I want the money this week or else, all right? There's a Bacardi and Coke and a mineral water. Thanks.
Take the book in your right hand and read from the card.
I swear that, by Almighty God, that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
What's with the God then? I've been trying to have words with Barry about the money, but he doesn't want to know.
Look at him. Must be laughing in my face.
Peter, leave it.
I'm not going to sit here and take that.
Peter.
Do you have the floor right under my nose?
Peter.
Allow me some dignity, Ailins.
Please.
Do one.
Hey, I wasn't talking to you.
Are you deaf? Just do one.
Oh.
So the three of you took turns in looking after your dying mother?
Yeah, Elaine and Mick did.
Michael Johnson, the accused?
Yeah, him and Elaine did most of the lion's share. Because I was working. I wasn't living with them. There was no room.
Yes. So the final weeks before your mother died, I imagine things became quite difficult for the three of you.
Yeah, sometimes it was terrible.
Terrible?
Yeah. Some days my mum was in agony. We just didn't know what to do.
You didn't know what to do?
No. Seeing someone you love just lying there in pain, you just feel so helpless.
Indeed.
I wanted her to go to the hospital, but the other two wasn't having it.
Mick and Elaine?
Yeah. They wanted her to stay at home. She needed proper care.
Well, what effect did this have on Mick and Elaine?
They just put themselves under more pressure. I'm sure they were trying their best, but they got it all wrong.
They got it all wrong. Kelsey, the last few days of your mother's life, what was her physical condition like?
Bad. She was killed up in a ball of pain. Just crying like a baby.
I know it's upsetting for you, but we're nearly through.
Miss Charlton, are you able to continue?
Yes.
Miss Reed.
Your Honour. Miss Charlton, you were telling us about the last few days of your mother's life.
Well, as time went by, we just lost it.
I'm sorry?
We couldn't handle it. My mum was crawling the walls in pain. And we couldn't do anything to help her. We were desperate.
So yourself and Elaine and Mick had, in your words, lost it.
We were just desperate.
I want to come now to the night of your mother's death. When did you last see her alive?
It must have been about 10 o'clock. My mum was in a bad way. I was upset. I just needed some fresh air. So I walked home and had a shower and changed my clothes.
Leaving Mick and Elaine in the house?
Yeah, that's right.
And what time did you return?
It must have been about 1 o'clock in the morning. You know, I'd stopped by the garage, you know, to pick up some flowers for her, to brighten up her room.
Miss Charlton, when you returned to number 5 Brookside Close at 1 o'clock in the morning, what did you discover?
That my mum was dead.
And did Mick and Elaine have anything to say about this?
Yes. They said she died in her sleep, peacefully.
Miss Charlton, Elaine Johnson later told you a different story about what took place that night, didn't she?
Yes.
What did she tell you?
She told me that Mick had smothered my mum. And he took a pillow and put it over her face. That Mick killed me mum.
Have you any reason to believe that Elaine Johnson's confession was not true?
No.
So, in effect, Miss Charlton, you believe that the accused, Michael Johnson, murdered Gladys Charlton?
Yes.
Can I help you? Don't ever do that again.
You what?
Don't ever talk to Lindsay like that while I'm there.
Do me a favour, will you?
I'll do you a favour by not putting a bullet straight through you. Stay away from Lindsay.
What's going on?
God, I feel sorry for you.
As you stay for another coffee, I wouldn't mind a chat.
All right, 5 minutes.
Peter, you haven't finished your drink. What's going on?
Lindsay, come back, will you?
You haven't paid your bill. Between those two bleeding down my neck and trying to keep that head case body grand sweet, I feel like I'm banging my head against the brick wall.
I don't know how you do it, Jackie. In order to keep this place open.
I know. Well, I've decided. That's it. I've had enough.
You are?
Well, it isn't worth all the hassle, Katie. All bets are off. Paddy Grant can do whatever he wants because I'm getting out of this place. Start again from scratch. Somewhere else.
What about the baby? What are you going to do about that?
I'll have to get rid of it, aren't I? Gonna have an abortion.
Next, one of the modern age's most prized possessions, the car. But what happens when it goes wrong? Crash, new for Tuesdays in a few minutes.